avoid these mistakes, then you won't have a problem, okay? So do not come up to these solar panels and just try to disconnect them, okay? If you just walk up on these panels and just disconnect, it's gonna shock the shit out of you. You're probably gonna be dead, and I'm gonna have to come find your ass, or your family gonna have to come find you. All right? How you disconnect solar panels is you have to hit the 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 circuit breaker. All right, you gotta. All right, yeah, that one already off. I ain't got nothing connected there. But you gotta hit these switches. Then if I flip that down like that, or if I flip this one down, all right, then I can go out there and disconnect the solar panels from each other. But if you don't do this step right here, the second way to avoid killing yourself doing solar is never touch the positive and negative at the same time. All right, you can touch one, you can touch the other. But if I touch both of them at the same time, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. So do not. So the third way to make sure that everything goes smooth for you is to make sure that all your lugs are tight and torqued down. All right. I come through maybe once every 6 months and just double check it, even though that's not necessary, because if you do it right the first time, you ain't got to worry. But if you don't do it right the first time, you try to have acid or something like that, you'll probably end up having problems and burning down your spot. Like these batteries right here. Like for these, for example, they call these golf cart batteries. And they call these server rack batteries. And they call those milk crate batteries. But for these milk crate batteries, I have a lot more terminals that I have to worry about keeping tight. So that's 32 screws on here. So that's 32 times 5, because I got 5 batteries right here in this area. That's too many dang screws to be worrying about. That's why I say don't build your batteries, because that's more of a fire risk, because you have to know that your stuff is torqued down and tight. I always suggest this battery. I suggest you get one of these, because this is a solid battery right here. These every time I would never buy those again. I feel like that was a waste of my money. But this Life Power 4 battery, that was a legit one. I would only buy one though. I wouldn't waste my money buying a bunch of them. I would only buy one. Buy one of those, and then I would buy these Doom Foam batteries, because for the price, you can get like this whole thing. You can get 2 of these versus this. All right, so you could get 200 amp hours for about the same price that you could get 600 amp hours for. All right. All right, so this is a bonus tip. Never let your MC4 connectors lay on the ground. All right, always keep them elevated off the ground, because if they sit on the ground and they get a good rain, then the water from the rain will go into that and start a fire. These things are water resistant, not waterproof. Remember that. Before you decide to do any type of work inside of that panel, cut off all of your inverters, okay? That's if you decide that, whether that's if you want to like disconnect the solar panels or do like some rewiring, or if you want to rewire the AC side, do not do any type of work without cutting off the inverters first. So all of these are in parallel right now. If I wanted to work on one, then I would cut off all of them. Also, make sure that you have a good crimp. Make sure that you have the proper size wire, okay? There's a lot of different wire size calculators online. You can just put in how much amps and the voltage of the system that you're going to be running, and it'll tell you for the length and all that stuff that you can run safely. Like for this auto transformer, I'm fixing to go online and I'm fixing to do the wiring on there and figure out what I need exactly, because if you have too small, if your wires are too small, then they could heat up or even catch on fire, and you don't want them to do either one of the two. That goes for your AC lines, that goes for your DC lines to your batteries, and the same rule applies for your solar strings. You just can't have too long of solar strings if they are too thin. So always use a wiring size calculator for your wires. For solar wires, I like to use 8 gauge, 10 gauge if I'm not doing too much, but I prefer to go with 8 gauge.